In this video we're going to do a deep dive on why the majority of people fail whilst doing Amazon FBA. Okay then, I think the first point to mention here when it comes to people failing at Amazon FBA is beginners. I think if you've already got a really profitable operation, you've got your processes in place, you're very profitable, this video is probably not for you. But for the beginners, this is why the majority of people will fail and struggle. And I think when you're starting Amazon FBA, it sort of links that that's going to be the hardest point of your Amazon journey, getting to grips with the softwares, getting to grips with sourcing and deal analysis, and getting your operation in place. That's going to be the hardest point. But when you overcome that, that's when things start to get easier. You've got sourcing patterns, you know where to go, you've maybe got a repricer, you're starting to bring everything together to become profitable. Now, what I will say, I think overcoming these hurdles is going to be the most important thing. I mean, you've got to imagine it like a horse race. I come from the matched betting scene, hence the name Odds Octopus. So we're just going to make a little analogy here. Imagine you've got a horse race with hurdles. Some horses are going to get past the hurdles. They might not win the race, but they've got more of a chance of actually winning that race. And just to give you some examples in reference to Amazon, these hurdles could be anything like finance problems, maybe the payments aren't coming into your bank, you've got banking problems, maybe some stock goes missing and that really throws you off. I'm currently dealing with one that I've not heard often enough, but it's A to Z complaints, and Amazon takes that very seriously. Right now my account is at risk of deactivation, and let me tell you, when you're going to your bed at night and you're spending all your money on stock, you're maybe maxing out credit cards, the thought of deactivation can be quite scary. I do have faith in Amazon that they will be doing the right thing. Now they've got seller help teams and account health teams, etc. But these are just again, even things like negative feedbacks. If you're getting negatives, there could be company issues, like legal issues. Maybe your cash flow's off. There's a plethora of reasons. Maybe you've got low profits and the fees are eating up your profits. There's so much things that can put you off selling on Amazon, and so many hurdles that you need to overcome. So I think giving up at this point would be the only way that you will fail, because when you push through this, you're gaining knowledge, you're gaining sourcing patterns, as I mentioned, you're building your operation, you're building your business up. So again, giving up's the only way that you can actually fail. Now, when you push past these objections, these hurdles, these problems, that's also going to filter out the opposition. It's going to take some patience and perseverance, obviously, but the majority of people think they're going to start Amazon 2 months, they've got a Lamborghini, it's a get-rich-quick scheme, and it's just not the case. So they're the type of people that give up straight away at the smallest of setbacks. So if you push through, you're going to filter out these people, there's going to be less competition at the end of the day. And the further that you're willing to push, the more stress you can endure, the further that you can actually take your Amazon business and scale it to a very good level. So just to go through it again, giving up's probably going to be the only way that you can fail, to the exception of getting banned or some silly reason. That's the very generalised approach at saying why people will fail is they're going to give up. To go into some of the nitty-gritty things, it could be things like they're picking the inappropriate goods, they're buying the wrong products, their deal analysis is off. Maybe they've bought 200 of a product that's only selling 5 times a month. They're going to be sitting on that dead stock for a very long time. And if they're buying multiple ASINs and multiple different products, hundreds of, if they're just doing bad deal analysis, that's not going to get them very far. Again, account suspension we've been through. Maybe they're not building a team. Sometimes it's worth outsourcing things like a repricer. I've done a video on that. So if you're trying to do everything by yourself on Amazon FBA, that's certainly not going to help you scale. You might get to a certain level, but it's not going to help you scale at all. And I think also maybe not investing your money into the business. Maybe you could start this with £500 if you wanted to, but maybe you're just not investing enough money into the deals to actually scale it to an appropriate level. Maybe you think you are, but you might actually not be. So it's worth going through that. Definitely don't try and scale if you're not profitable already. It's worth getting the foundation in check. And maybe it's a lack of knowledge. Maybe if you've quit at your first hurdle, you've just not got the knowledge that you could potentially learn from starting a business like Amazon FBA. It's going to give you business experience. It's not going to last forever, just like anything. Blockbuster DVDs didn't last forever. Amazon FBA is probably not going to last forever, but it's going to give you some business knowledge going forward in other ventures as well. But for the meantime, certainly Amazon's going to be very profitable.